I've been meaning to make this video forever now, but I gotta be honest with you guys, I really have no idea how to present it to you, like, at all. This is not really a creepy video. It's definitely not really that weird. It's not interesting or mysterious enough to be in the mini mysteries, nor is it scary enough to be one of my spooky vids. So I'm creating this subset series of videos that I have no name for right now because it's just it's like weirdish and creepy-ish, but not scary. It's just like kind of interesting and vague. Whoever can come up with the series name will get a free smoothie on me, seriously. Anyways, so a long time ago, maybe, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I was streaming as I usually do on twitch.tv/Goose_Boose some spooky stuff. Usually I explore really dumb ARGs or really weird videos. Sometimes I get a Japanese video here and there, but this time around I got something that I really couldn't explain. Someone sent me a video titled Samsung logo balls, and it is unremarkable. It's literally just the Samsung logo bouncing around in a pit of blue balls. Seriously, no joke, that's all it is. Now, you might not know it from just looking at it, but this one video sends you on an absolute wild goose chase. I mean this in the strangest and kind of the most boring rabbit hole you could possibly go down. Because you see, the comments of this video seem very normal at first. I mean, what else would people really be talking about? Well, if you've been part of the creepy community for a while now, you'll know that the comment section often harbors some strange secrets. Among the sea of benign comments are these strange comments of people noting a few things about the video, such as the age of the video, the contents of the video, devices, tone of the video, effects, instructions, and yeah, this doesn't really make any sense on the surface, but it's utterly so mundane that it's, for most of you I'm sure, not even worth talking about. Yeah, but when we actually look up the video on YouTube, and this is where the real rabbit hole begins, we get something that is just so weird. There are hundreds, no exaggeration, hundreds of re-uploads of the Samsung logo balls animation, and these aren't just direct uploads, these are visual re-edits and re-uploads of the Samsung logo balls animation. Hundreds of them, all with different colors, different edits, different effects, nothing even really major, mind you. Like, these aren't mind-blowing in any sense, these are very common, very unremarkable edits of the Samsung logo ball animation. So, hundreds of re-edits, thousands of comments, millions of views for some reason or another, and it's just so unfathomable as to where these videos are coming from. I mean, really, what could be so interesting about Samsung balls that could garner so many views and have so many re-edits? Also, I sort of failed to mention this, but a lot of these titles are just really weird and bizarre. And also the audio, I mean, it's very creepy. I mean, listen to it for yourself if you want. Yeah, a lot of them just sound like that, and I know that's part of the edit and everything, but it's very off-putting. This one right here is just titled "Stop Watching This," and it has over 1 million views, and I just don't understand at all. At first, I thought this was a game. Maybe some obscure editing school somewhere in Russia has some sort of game where you guess what effects were used in the edit, because you can see it in the comments. I mean, people are guessing this and that about the re-edits, the re-uploads or whatever. Some people say stuff like, sounds like G major flat 30, or sounds like the FX radio jam, the audio in the left mirror for AVS and right mirror for Vegas Pro 13 and 16. And if that were the case, then sure, I guess it makes sense that so many people are playing the Samsung Balls animation VFX game, I guess. But then really thinking about it, what is the source of this game, if it even is one to begin with? Like, who or what started this trend? Clearly there are a ton of participants. Like, every video has at least a dozen or so comments of people guessing what the FX used in the video was. But that is somewhat of an oddity when you really think about it, because there's only about 10 or 12, maybe even just 8 comments on these videos that have millions of views. And that would probably mean that these are bots, like these videos are uploaded by bots and they're being watched by bots, but it's so weird. Like, what are you gaining from this? And to what end? Like, do they get points if they're right? Do they get tagged? I mean, a lot of trends have people participate in the game after tagging someone, but as far as I'm concerned, there aren't really that many participants in the editing itself. There may be hundreds of edits, sure, but most of them are just made by just a handful of users. I can't tell you why, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if it's interesting enough to learn why. I've tried my best to sleuth around for answers as to why there is this seemingly weird yet large cult of Samsung ball logos, acolytes who both edit the Samsung ball logo and those who preach the word of their gospel through the attempted FX decryption, and honestly, I've run on empty. I couldn't find much, if anything at all, honestly. I came very close to finding an answer though when I found this channel called Nate and Gabby channel, and they're one of the people who upload hundreds of different Samsung ball logo video edits, and I really thought I had an answer when I went through their about page, which stated that they made a channel to promote videos which are stimulating to watch and hear for kids, especially those with Asperger's syndrome. Now, as much as that sentiment seems wholesome and pure, I don't really believe everyone else who makes these edits are doing the same thing. Sure, that might have been the original intent, but most of the other people who make these don't really seem to have that intent or don't even mention that at all. I mean, there's still the question in the comment section, why do people come up with the answers as to what effects were used or what they see and hear on screen? This also might just be a total excuse as to them uploading and pumping out a bunch of Samsung logo ball effects to just garner a ton of views. As we all know, YouTube Kids app is kind of a broken mess, and sometimes your kids just end up watching random stuff that isn't really educational or it doesn't really make much sense. Nowadays, the YouTube Kids app policy has changed drastically, and now we see that whenever you upload a video that's marked for kids, it'll say that it's marked for kids underneath and you won't be able to comment. Yet these are completely opposite, so maybe that's not the reason. Actually, scratch that. When I was looking back on the videos, they were made for the YouTube Kids app, but I still have a hard time believing that this is really that stimulating for children. And I'm still willing to believe that it's kind of a farce, seeing as how Nate and Gabby's channel sort of stopped pumping out as much Samsung effects edits around the same time that the YouTube Kids app policy started changing and the adpocalypse was about to happen. Or I might be completely wrong and it is truly stimulating for someone with Asperger's syndrome. I'm not familiar too much of Asperger's syndrome at all, so if anybody in the comments, if you're watching this and you have that, then please let me know if this really does help out, or if you would recommend these channels to children who have Asperger's syndrome. Curiously though, I did find that the Samsung balls aren't the only logo that people were re-editing. I also found a BP logo effects compilation with over 1.5 million views, again with comments guessing or attempting to guess what effects were being used. Though honestly, looking at some of these comments, I really doubt they're related to effects or whatever. Like, some of these are just oddly cryptic. I'm not saying that as like this is an ARG or something creepy, just that there might be an inside joke here and I'm not understanding. Then there was like a Nature Cat edit that was referenced in the BP edit, and I thought that would lead me to the origin of this meme, since the video is titled Nature Cat is Weird, and it seems to have been re-uploaded by someone named Brendan the Thomas fan, or rather his account, but his account was closed. There's also edits for Shark Bus, Pink Fong, Peppa Pig, Klasky Chuspo, and I mean, it just keeps going and going, and honestly guys, at this point, I don't know if it's even worth finding the answer for. Clearly this is a meme, maybe a game, like back when people used to play YouTube Poop Tennis. You remember that? Do you guys remember that? Well, if you're too young to remember that, or if you just never heard of it, YouTube Poops were funny edits people did back around 2007 or 2009, when YouTube was really young and they barely gave a shit about any copyright stuff. Well, while YouTube Poop were still popular, people would participate in a game called YouTube Poop Tennis, where two people contend in an all-out funny edit competition. One person would do a normal YouTube poop, while the other participant re-edits their edit, and then the other contestant re-edits the other contestant's re-edit, and it just goes on and on until a certain amount of rounds, predetermined by the challengers, is met. It was really fun, and honestly, it was a very clever way to collaborate with channels back when collaborations were incredibly uncommon in YouTube. That could be what's happening here, but I doubt it. And even if I were to figure out what this whole Samsung ball thing or whatever it is, then I don't really think it'd be worth it. It's probably something incredibly mundane as to just some old challenge that was forgotten and still participated in, I don't know, or whatever. Maybe someone made it and it just sort of went off and nobody can really figure out who made it. As far as I can tell, this most likely started around 3 to 4 years ago.
Which again is around the same time when YouTube implemented their new YouTube Kids app policies. So that could be the real reason they were just made to get kids to watch these on the YouTube Kids app and to get millions of views. Not everyone was successful, but obviously those who were reaped the benefits from it. But I really doubt they even profited off of it. So and of course there's still the question of what's up with the comments section. I don't know.
It most likely started with the Samsung balls. It is possible that it started with some other logo re-edit, maybe something more obscure, but from what I've seen, the Samsung balls is the most popular category of edits, so I'll just say that it's their doing. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll figure out what this all means. Maybe it's some strange cult that gathers around a monitor, huddling up to watch the latest Samsung balls edit, and everyone tries to figure out all the edits, blurting out random titles and names until someone comes out, or it's just something dumber. I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, let me know if you guys like these videos. Like, I have a ton of other ideas that it's just like, it's the same sort of shit. Just like deadpan, in between, sort of mundane, spooky, bizarre shit. I don't know. Come up with the name for it too. And seriously, I'm really bad at naming stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. I hope this was worth it. This is really stupid. I have no idea how I've made a video on this, but I did. Love you a ton. Bye guys.